Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boys coming to you with our third episode. We appreciate everybody that came out and watched the second video. Everybody that came out to the premiere. Make sure you're coming out to the premieres. You get a unique experience. And yeah, this week we're going to be talking about the fallout of Royal Rumble on Raw, SmackDown. We're going to be talking about NXT. We're going to be talking to you about some AEW. No Ring of Honor this week. And a surprise venue that was actually, in my opinion, better than SmackDown this week.
And NXT Vengeance Day.
Yeah, and NXT Vengeance Day. I am one of your hosts, Sebastian.
And it's me, Chris.
And Jaden did not make it.
Yeah, unfortunately, our third member is passed out right now. And we do have our fourth member, though, Tigger. Tigger's here.
He's chilling, too.
He's currently chilling and finally has settled down. So this is great for the podcast, folks. But it's, once again, the Burn It Down Wrestling Podcast.
Whoa.
Pay some homage to Seth Rollins there. We can't help but not do that. So, let's kick it off. All things wrestling.
Before we start, I do want to say that this gameplay that we'll be starting off with was supposed to be a tournament for a custom belt that we had. Oh, wait a minute. This first match is actually going to be me defeating custom characters so that we can do the tournament. Because the tournament has one of us fighting the current champion for the belt right now, instead of us just fighting for the belt. So, wait a minute. How would I do that? I know. I'll go into settings, so I'll cut that. No, I'll keep this part. So, we're going to do a tournament for what was supposed to be our podcast custom belt. What we're going to do is, when we're not recreating matches of the week, we'll be having tournaments for our weekly podcast belt, and one of us will hopefully reign supreme for a week. If not, we're going to have to admit that we lost to a bot for a week.
No, I want a Roman Reigns length title run. That's what I'm going for. But we did save our belt, and then somehow it didn't save, and then we
made it again.
We're gonna get some games going here in a second.
Save again.
But other than that, all things wrestling is where we're at here, and after the Royal Rumble, I feel like everybody's on that wrestling kind of high, like what's going on, the road to WrestleMania and everything, and I feel like this week, WWE kind of spaced things out a bit for us. Like, for example, we had to wait till Friday to get any of the touch on Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, dude, that was torture.
Everyone wanted that, and of course they're like, hey,
okay, I removed him.
Tune in on Friday. So, that was that. I mean, obviously I expected to see the winners of the Royal Rumble on Raw, so I feel like we'll kick it off there on Raw.
Yeah, Raw started with the Cody Rhodes intro. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, promo by Cody at first. I felt like that was a good way to kick it off. I mean, you got to pay homage to where he came from, the road he's been on, where he's going. Headlining WrestleMania. The respect to his dad. He did reference AEW a few times there, like he had to leave. Yeah,
he didn't specifically name drop it.
But I thought it was cool that he did that, or that they allowed him to. I don't know the rules there, but
well, speaking on that, I saw an article. This one's coming from WrestleMania. They said that supposedly Triple H said he's going to be open to working with other promotions and letting wrestlers work indie promotions. If that's true, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see if that happened, just because, I know they did let Shinsuke go and wrestle in Japan, but, my thing is, I did watch that press conference after Royal Rumble, and I felt like with what Triple H said a few times, he kind of made a note that no one does an event the way they do. No one can do what WWE does, regardless of if it's a wrestling promotion or not. And I feel like there were some subtle digs at AEW, but also I think he was trying to prove a point that WWE somehow stands alone in that entertainment realm. And the other thing is, even in that press conference, Cody referenced that he smashed a throne and kind of took some shots at Triple H in AEW. And I thought it was interesting that it was just very candid that he did that, but also he did it in part from a place of respect towards, the game. So, I thought his promo was great. I thought, I'm all for everything Cody Rhodes. Like I said, it's the roads to WrestleMania.
Yes, sir. Roads to WrestleMania.
I did like that we get Judgment Day interrupting him, and I'm all for all things Judgment Day as well. It led to Edge coming out to, kind of attack once again, mixed with you got a little team up with Cody Rhodes and Edge, kind of, which was cool. But outside of, one thing I will say is Sebastian pointed it out to me actually is, Dominic Mysterio is I don't know. The man needs some work
horrible
on
the mic, bro. I don't know if it's just like I know that they play into the fact that like he's a bad wrestler, and they really play into that aspect. But dude, I don't know if that's just them shooting his like in it and like his not lack of skill, or if he's just that bad on the mic. But geez, dude, it was bad.
Yeah, He did kind of. It was just very dry for me, and very just the personality or the charisma wasn't there, mixed with just I don't know. It didn't do it for me. The only parts that did were just the idea of you wouldn't make it in prison, and the whole gimmick of him being this hardened criminal is great because it does not fit who he really is, and I think that's
the
part
perfect
of it.
amount of cringe.
But I think this was his. He needs to work on the mic. That's the thing.
As we transition to the gameplay, Jaden's not playing since he's knocked out, so we have his character. It's just going to be AI versus AI for his character, but Jaden decided to make a meme character. So, yeah.
You guys could probably figure out which one he might be.
Yeah.
But, so anywho, realistically, I did like Judgment Day interrupting it. It led to a hell of a match, in my opinion.
I loved Cody's line about Dominic being trying to make him scared straight. That was hilarious.
That was great, yeah. There were a few good lines in there. They did tie in the idea of him still feuding with his dad, though. Cody respects Rey Mysterio and the name, and Dominic has no respect for his father, and said he had no respect for Cody's, which was like, you can't say that. You don't say that. But
you don't say that.
The thing is that it was good. Like I said, it led to what I would say is a pay-per-view caliber matchup: Finn Balor versus Cody Rhodes.
Yeah,
that was a hell of a main event. That couldn't have been better. And then to then kick it right off.
Edge returning.
Attack. Edge, that's just what he does now. Apparently, he's attacked Judgment Day.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it, whatever. But now I will say, I'm going to jump right here real quick. I did say in the last one that it would be cool to see either the Intercontinental title. I was more for Intercontinental, but to see Intercontinental title or U.S. title defended in Elimination Chamber. We are going to get that. It is Austin Theory defending the U.S. Championship.
Yeah, I think Austin Theory's going to get chewed up like a dog bone, bro.
Well, see, it's the first time the U.S. title has ever been defended in the Chamber. I could see him walking out. That adds him a little bit of clout. I'm still the one pulling for a John Cena Theory WrestleMania thing going on. But we did get Raw going with Seth Rollins and Chad Gable. And, they kicked off the qualifying match. And obviously, I'm for Seth Rollins. But Chad Gable's a hell of an athlete in the ring. Yeah. The man's great at what he does. But Seth Rollins gets the win. He
glad he got the win, too.
They're also, I think, maybe... my thing with Seth Rollins is I feel like they're trying to push the idea of a Logan Paul, Seth Rollins Mania, maybe. But
that'd be pretty interesting.
The other thing is, I don't know. He could also win the title at the same time.
Yeah, Seth Rollins has been doing a lot of shoots lately. In theory, shoots. He called out CM Punk, said when questioned what he thought about him.
It could be real.
He called him cancerous. He sounded pretty real. Booker T later stated that it was a shoot, supposedly. But then he went on a rant yesterday, I believe it was, talking crap about Logan Paul, which could be a shoot.
See, it's like I can see the CM Punk being...
I think the CM Punk one's legitimate.
Legit, and then, the Logan Paul is just a work to fuel that fire. Because Logan Paul now take to something and say Seth Rollins.
Logan Paul apparently managed to escape the Crypto Zoo scenario, so WWE doesn't seem like they're going to distance themselves.
I mean, here's the thing. I think Logan Paul's a draw. I don't like the guy, but WWE is all about money talks and the spots he can do. The man is great in the ring, and
I think him better than freaking Baron Corbin. That's for sure.
I mean, Bad Bunny's still one of my favorite they pulled in, but I will say that Logan Paul has done some great stuff in the ring, and the idea of
I think it's because of the fact that Logan Paul's an actual athlete. Though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's actually
he was a professional college wrestler.
Well, I don't know what he did. All I know is this: he's taken to the business well, and he actually, I feel like, wants to do it. Whereas obviously Bad Bunny's not going to be in WWE, but he killed it for a performer. Are you kidding me? I want more Bad Bunny. But Logan Paul is good, and if Logan Paul dedicates time to WWE, he could be pretty damn good, even though I don't like him. Yeah. But anyways,
I wonder what Jaden chose for his signature.
We don't want to know. I know he's a spear as a finisher. But so the thing is, Seth Rollins gets the win. I'm all for it. He needs to. He's in the chamber. We have Theory in the chamber.
And it wasn't like a throwaway match either, because we all knew Seth was going to win storyline wise, but Chad Gable still went out there and put a phenomenal match on with Seth.
Well, yeah, and I just love the crowd. The crowd loves Rollins everywhere he goes. The chants, all of it is amazing.
Yep.
We did get Candice LeRae against Io Sky again. Damage Control obviously looks strong. They get the win. They're pushing the big Bailey and...
Funny thing about that fight, the announcers made the same thing that we keep joking about not knowing what's her name's name. Mishma?
Mishin and
Mishin?
Mia Yim.
Yeah, they made the joke about they don't know who she is anymore. They don't know.
But yeah, so Damage Control looks strong. It obviously leads to later on a promo with Bayley, Becky, and Erupts. It got personal. I think at one point Bayley said the only reason Seth Rollins, married her is because he knocked her up. I mean, that's a little bit intense.
Yeah, that was wild.
But they personally know each other. I don't know if they're friends off screen or hate each other anymore these days. But I love it. That's what makes it great. It's leading to a match. I still think it's going to somehow get pushed to a pay-per-view, or it's not going to end at one. But give me Becky
Maybe
Bayley.
Like a series of matches.
Yeah, I'm all for it. We did get another qualifier: Baron Corbin, Johnny Gargano.
Wait, you skipped a couple things. Rhea Ripley came out for a promo. She went out to decide who she was going to face.
Oh, true.
So
yeah,
Rhea
I'm
came
just
out.
Around.
Not gonna lie to
Rhea
you
was a
guys,
great promo too. Now that you talk about that, yeah.
Since I recently got back into WWE, I did not know a lot of people. Did not know Rhea Ripley was British. Her accent.
No, she is Australian.
Australian. My bad. Accent threw me off. Was not expecting that. Pretty cool. But I don't know. I thought she should have challenged for both titles. It could have unified it. I feel like she could
be the Roman Reigns.
Like, she could be the Roman Reigns of the women's division.
Yeah, I just want them to get away from the split belt, so I'm just hoping.
Yeah.
It doesn't. But I mean, I can't believe you didn't know Rhea Ripley was Australian.
Yeah, I never heard her speak.
Yeah, she does talk, but not. It does depend on the day. But
also, did you know she dislocated her knee? That's why she disappeared halfway through the Rumble for a while.
Oh, I thought she was hurt anyway, so that makes sense. Yeah, but no, I thought the promo was good.
Jaden will not be winning our week's inaugural championship.
Nice, Baron Corbin beat him.
King Corbin, so not even
Happy Corbin. I don't know what his name is anymore. Where's JBL? But what I was saying though was that I did like her promo a lot, and I felt like finally we didn't get the dicking around of like, oh, I'll tell you on Friday who I'm choosing, or you guys gotta wait till Elimination Chamber. Like, I liked that it was, hey, I'm out here, Charlotte Flair. Like, that's who I want. Yeah. You said no to me. I'm saying I'm coming for you. Like, give me, and that's the thing is
straight to the point. And I feel it fits her character well.
Well, and right now Charlotte Flair is kind of the face. She's being liked at the moment and cheered. Rhea Ripley is a heel, but also is not being booed. So it's like, I think you'll see the crowd for Rhea in this one.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it down the road. But I like that it was Charlotte. I thought it would be Charlotte. But it was a good promo, and I like that there's no messing around on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Cody's going for Roman, and Rhea's going for
I did
Charlotte.
think about it. They didn't really mention it too much, and I think it might just be a product of Triple H's reign, but technically that would be a brand switch. So would she still be a member of Judgment Day if she does?
Well, see, you got to think. I think there is a draft coming down the road. So I bet
you think they're going to reinforce the...
Well, what I'm going to say is you switch...
separate shows?
Well, no, I'm saying... Well, they kind of have that going now. They've only...
but they have like a couple people.
It is separated shows minus the champs and stuff, but that's what I'm saying. Let's split the belts again. But my one point to this was she will win and bounce to SmackDown, and shortly after that, you probably then see Judgment Day drafted to SmackDown, and that's how they reunite. Or maybe they just separate a bit and like, yeah, they're still together, but kind of like the New Day.
Edge could just destroy Judgment Day, and then she goes on her own way after getting the championship.
But what I'm saying, think about it. There's a lot of trios of men right now.
Yeah.
You could just split them where, hey, she's doing her thing, Judgment Day, like she's the champ on SmackDown, and casually reunite them at pay-per-views or something.
Yeah.
But like, it's like the New Day. They split Big E champ.
Because we don't have
Kofi
single brand pay-per-views anymore, right?
No, it's just all a mix of it. Some have more, some have less, some are bigger than others.
Single brand pay-per-views were the dumbest shit ever that WWE used to do. I think it's better to have a mix of both, because then you have like whack-ass matches and pay-per-views, and no one wants to see that, or PLEs as they're called now. Before we continue on, up next is Chris facing Walter/Gunther in the tournament.
Yes, yeah, thanks for that, opponent. They got to pay homage to Cody here. Yeah. Speaking of the tournament we are doing, Baron got the win over Jaden. However, Baron did not get the win over Johnny Gargano.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Gargano, I thought he would be in. He won. He qualifies for the Elimination Chamber. Has history with Austin Theory.
Dexter Lumis became a psychopath and pulled out a fucking hatchet.
Pulls a hatchet out, axes JBL's hat. I'm all for Dexter Lumis. All things Dexter Lumis. Give me him and Johnny. Give me him alone.
I do think the match was kind of all right, though.
Yeah, it was good, but I enjoyed it. Like I said, I liked the Dexter Lumis part. I was worried about, are they going to do something crazy and maybe put Baron Corbin in it? But, you really got to push Johnny. And that's what I'm saying. I like the history everybody has. Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, history. Austin Theory and Johnny Gargano. Honestly, I think Austin Theory is where he is today because of Johnny Gargano. Mm-hmm. He was a part of the way with Johnny Gargano in NXT. Allegedly, Johnny Gargano showed him the way. And it's like Austin Theory is that picture perfect. He reminds me of a young Randy Orton. Cocky, he has the look, he has the mouth on the mic, and he can wrestle. Mm-hmm. But I hate him. But it's like you're not meant to like Austin Theory, I don't think.
No, I think Triple H did a good job changing Austin Theory's character. I think he realized that nobody liked the generic Vince babyface that's too young and no one gives a shit about.
Yeah, get rid of the Vince idea.
Perfect twist to make it a better story.
He's a mean douche. That's the way he is. He's a douchebag to the end. I like that we've kind of gotten away from some of the selfies.
Well, talking about the mean douche, we might as well talk about what went down on the VIP lounge. I mean, Austin Theory came out, disrespected the lounge, disrespected MVP. Yep. Got put in his place by Lashley, but Chris, the match is starting.
Oh, shoot. Well, here's the thing, though. I was just going to jump to the fun part because I love the guy. Give me Rick Boogs any day.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So he's back. Apparently he's on Raw. He was a SmackDown guy.
Wait, you jumped really far down the
Well,
list.
You talked about the VIP thing, and that's why...
before Boogs.
Well, that's because wasn't... I just remember Boogs came out, and I just saw his name
written
way
down. Later.
Oh, damn.
That's way later.
Well, you scared me with the whole... My match
I made notes this time so that we can be a little bit more coordinated.
It's not even that. I was trying to scroll, and next thing I know, the match has started. I was like, ah! So, my bad, but spoiler alert, Boogs!
Yeah, Boogs. Lashley ended up spearing MVP. So,
yes, I did see. Yeah, he moved though.
I wonder what
accidental.
Yeah, accidental spear. Oh, Chris Rhodes might be.
Hey, sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once here. But accidental spear. So I don't know, but they've been teasing the Hurt Business, so that's why I'm thinking like.
I
what are
want
they
Chris
doing here?
to read this note for what happened next. Oh, actually, wait, no, it's not next. I'll have Chris read it to try and explain to me what this note that I made meant. But after VIP Lounge, we skipped a part. We talked Seth Rollins, going back to him and Logan Paul. Initially, before he went on I believe it was Instagram live rant where he talked crap about him. He was questioned on Raw about his, being eliminated by Logan Paul, and he just did not want to respond. I mean, I think he felt humiliated that he got eliminated by a non-professional wrestler. To give him his chops, Logan Paul, phenomenal rookie. I believe, I don't remember if WWE still does the Slammies, do they?
You know what? That's a good question. They used to, and
if they bring back the Slammies, I say he deserves Rookie of the Year.
I can't. It's crazy. I can't remember if they got rid of that in the last year or two. I think they still do it because they do like NXT Superstar of the Year. Maybe they just don't call it Slammies anymore and stuff like that.
Probably not.
Because they've done like Match of the Year and stuff, but I missed the Slammies.
Maybe they do it at the Hall of Fame, just like extra little things to talk about. WWE is getting older, and a lot of their stars, I think they're kind of running out of Hall of Famers to kind of end up. So it's going to be a lot more smaller classes in the future, I think. So I think doing Slammy type awards at the Hall of Fame would be a pretty decent way of paying tribute to not only the Hall of Famers who deserve the recognition, but also paying tribute to the current superstars that are keeping the promotion alive to have a Hall of Fame. But after Seth Rollins and the VIP Lounge was The Miz.
Boogs!
I didn't know this was a thing. He said he was the first ever Grand Slam champion. What does that mean?
Yeah, he was. So he's won all the belts.
Is that Intercontinental?
US, the WWE Championship, and the tag team.
Okay, so we're just not counting Universal / used to be.
It's just world champion. Doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
You won the title. You won all the
I
titles.
do think Universal's stupid. I wish we just had heavyweight championship again. I get, we don't want to associate with WCW for whatever reason, but it looks better than just a fucking different colored belt.
Yeah. I miss the old school title. It makes me think of the back in the day, kind of thing. But
talking about old school title back in the day, Cody Rhodes mentioned that he wanted to bring back the old school WWE title with the bird on it.
So maybe they will do something. I could see
undisputed Rock era title.
Well, so I'm saying I could see maybe if they split the belts, maybe they change the main WWE one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a minute since that belt changed, I guess. But yeah, speaking about what you were saying with The Miz, I mean, I like everything. I like the way they're painting The Miz right now. And yeah, that's why I said Boogs. Yeah, that's what I mean. But I just like the way, like, Adam Pearce is involved. I mean, you entered him in the Rumble, and he gets thrown out first, and he gets basically the shit beat out of him, and then now he's out there running his mouth, and it's like, hey, you know, we're gonna put you against Boogs, and we haven't seen him in a minute. He blew his knee out. That's why I was a little scared about even him ever coming back or when he was coming back. And
modern day surgery, bro. I just like one of my favorite comedians, Andrew Schulz, kind of says, like, you know, back in the day, like an ACL, your career was done with in like any sports industry. Nowadays, with modern like surgery and medicine, like you tear your ACL, you're back in like 6 to 9 months. So it's I'm glad to see that like Rick Boogs was able to make a recovery from what, you know, maybe early 2000s WWE would have ended his career.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when it happened, it was just bad. But I guess he's on Raw now. That's what I was saying earlier when I mentioned it and spoiled it. But I guess he's on Raw now. I hope they use him. They kind of split him from Shinsuke, so obviously he's getting his moment, you know, to actually wrestle and not just play the guitar and everything. So,
well, let's jump forward a little bit since we're talking about him. They definitely brought up the idea of the guitar again with his promo that happened later on in Raw. You might as well talk about it because I don't think it's too. It had too much substance in it. So
Shinsuke's a SmackDown guy still, so that's what I'm saying.
Well, no, I'm saying like we might as well bring up the Boogs promo right now because it didn't really matter for anything. But yeah, he was with Street Profits and Elias, so they did tease the musical part again.
Well, yeah, I just meant he was Shinsuke's guitar guy.
Yeah. Then
he slowly started tagging with Shinsuke. I think the crowd liked him a lot before he got injured. That's what I'm saying. It's good to see him be a singles person.
All right. So I'm going to have Chris read the note that I have and try and explain to me what I might be referencing. This part might get cut out.
I do know what that actually is about.
All right, so this part's not getting cut out. Chris, what happened next?
It was, like I said, for some reason, I'm pretty sure they're teasing the draft because or else nothing makes sense anymore. But you had the maximum male models, and you had the maximum male models there with what's her face, Maxine Dupree, I think. So they're on SmackDown. That's what LA Knight was doing before he LA Knighted out back to what he should have been as LA Knight. They had him up there. So, no, I think he was, I think she was Maxine Dupree, and he was, So that makes sense. But anyways, what they had was they were there, and they saw Otis and Chad Gable, and they seemed to have a lot of interest in Otis. That's what your note was about. Your note's hilarious. But, I don't know why they were there. I don't know what they're doing with them. I think they're just one of the biggest jokes going on out there right now in WWE, but I really just don't know. I really just don't know what is. You know, like I said, I think they're teasing the draft because.
I'd be down for a draft. Shake things up a bit.
Well, that's why I just don't know why else you would have them there because they're not really involved in anything. So I get why Roman's there. I get why a Rhea or a Cody would appear on a different show, but like I said, I don't understand exactly why they were there, but that's what that note was about. So, but anyways, so rounding out the chamber though, real quick. I know we're bouncing around. We have a lot of other things to talk about.
Rounding out the chamber.
I'm getting pissed at this damn video game. But anyways, what I was saying is what I was saying about rounding out the chamber is we ended up getting Bronson Reed versus Dolph Ziggler, and my point is that I thought they might put Ziggler in it. But they seem to have something going on with him and Mustafa Ali or whatever. But Ziggler is also
Mustafa Ali still works for this company.
Ziggler is also the exact perfect guy, I think, to boost everybody. So Jesus, I thought it was over. I thought he was, put in with Bronson Reed. I like Bronson Reed. I was mad when he got released from NXT. So I'm happy to see Bronson get the win and move into the Elimination Chamber. It's pretty much over. I don't know, whoever put me against Walter, fuck this. But anyways, Bronson Reed got the win. Jesus. And so it'll be so far I'm not sure who the other two people might be. I speculated Bobby Lashley, but at this point I'm I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Bobby Lashley in the Chamber. I think we might get Bobby and Brock at Elimination Chamber. I also don't know. Maybe we get that at WrestleMania. But speaking of Gunther in the ring, I called him Walter earlier, but speaking of Gunther in the ring, it might still be leading to Gunther and Lesnar at WrestleMania somehow. But I do like Bronson getting the nod there, and once again, there's history between him and other people in the match. So, God, I don't know how I'm alive. This is unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. You're seeing some crazy shit. If I could just use my finisher, if I could do one thing on offense, I mean, put me against a freaking guy who's ranked 1 million apparently. We also limited our characters because I thought we were playing each other. So at this point, I mean, it's the biggest load of horseshit ever. But so you did get, like I said, Bronson rounded out. I don't know. I don't even care about the video game right now. I don't know who else might be in it. Like I said, I think you could go a lot of ways with that. And then I know, like I said earlier, the main event to me was a pay-per-view caliber matchup with Finn Balor, Cody Rhodes, and obviously Cody Rhodes picks up the win. There's no way he can't. But we did get Edge coming through the crowd, fighting Damian Priest and Mysterio. And obviously, once again, out of nowhere, spear by Beth Phoenix to literally, I mean, it looked amazing. Like, she killed Rhea Ripley
also,
with
Beth Phoenix's hair looks pretty psycho without that, tiara she used to wear or whatever.
Yeah, it's a little intense. But, yeah, Cody with the win. I thought it was a great match.
The Ultimate Warrior.
I'd rather do that, apparently, because Gunther's freaking great. But, anyways, yeah, I would rather, I would have rather have seen it, like I said, more on a pay-per-view, because I would like to see them wrestle again down the road. But
yeah, or maybe under stipulations, like maybe a steel cage match. I feel like they'd do great in that.
Any match, yeah. But anyways, it was good to see the way it ended. Like, you avoid Balor's finisher. You hit the crossroads 3 times. Yeah, I'm good with that. I do like that. They keep making the. I think at one point before the match, Balor said something about, Cody taking everything. He took this from me, and he threw up the Bullet Club, Too Sweet symbol. And I like that we're still referencing the Bullet Club without really saying the Bullet Club. I feel like, Raw was good. Like, it was a good, after the Royal Rumble show. Like I said, it did leave you hanging on the Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I think that's
part, which I figured it would.
I felt like it was expected. I feel like they're definitely more SmackDown.
There were no call-ups right away either. Other than pushing Bronson Reed, who was recently brought back. I think they did show Carmella on Raw, and she'll be coming back for the qualifying matches next week.
She had an interaction with Asuka that was very weird.
Well, Asuka's just once again being the psycho dark Asuka. I like it. We are going to get the women's chamber match too for the title, like I said, which is why Carmella's back to try to qualify for that. And I'm happy to see her back. I love Carmella; she's great.
I apologize for my future rage.
But let me think here. I mean, jumping to NXT, realistically, it wasn't much going on there.
Nothing going on. Oh, wait, my bad. NXT, my bad. I thought we were talking about AEW.
No, NXT's on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So NXT was just a take-home show for the, or go-home show, whatever you want to call it, for the pay-per-view. Like I said, the biggest thing to me coming out of it was, I know she had ACL surgery, so Nikita Lyons, I love her. I think she's amazing. I can't wait to see her do more stuff, and it's unfortunate she has to have surgery already. But they attacked her in the parking lot. We got a mystery angle going on. Is it the person who drove the car? Is it the person walking away? So we're going to get a thing down the road when she's recovered. Something they'll probably do every couple weeks, like here's more footage or here's more evidence as the who attacked, Nikita Lyons. So I like that. We got a good promo for.
And it keeps her in the.
Yeah, she's relevant
while being out. While she's gone.
But my thing is, we get a good promo for Waller and Breakker. We got a good promo with Wesley and Dijak coming up for their North American title match. It did lead to what I thought was a really good, interesting matchup with Dijak and Von Wagner. That was, just two big guys going at it there. Dijak picking up the win. Creed Brothers also had a little tag match against Indus Sher, and Jeez, man, I like the Creed brothers a lot, but those other two dudes are just some two big motherfuckers. So that was a hell of a four. The four people in the ring there. That's a hell of a battle. But they did prove to be too much for the Creed brothers. And, we did get to see a nice little battle. Zoe Stark versus Indy Hartwell.
Yeah, that was nice.
They were both in the Royal Rumble. Both had a good little...
What a funny story about those two. I've been having them feud in my GM mode in this.
Well, yeah, so apparently that was a good match. Obviously, Zoe Stark picked up the win. But they did tease how Indy Hartwell beat her in the past. So, I mean, it was a good match. I do love that Tyler Bates back in NXT. Love that dude. I thought we might see him in the Rumble, but he defeated Axiom, and that was a good matchup as well. And Axiom's been a good new guy to the NXT brand. And we had a few other minor matches. Stevie Turner debuted and won against, I'm going to say, just nobody important. Drew Gulak had a win against Charlie Dempsey. That was a good technical match there. But the highlight at the NXT was who was going to be the last team in the tag team championship match for the men's. And I thought they might go with you could have went with any of the three if I'm being truthful there, but I like Chase U, so I'm happy to see them get the win and get them in the title picture. But like I said, all it was really, hey, we're building to Vengeance Day. There was the promo with Roxanne for the women's title and Gigi Dolan, and I'm all for that match. I'm all for Gigi Dolan. So,
yeah, dude, Gigi Dolan. But you wanted to tell me something about Gigi Dolan.
Well, we'll get to that because we got to talk about the Vengeance Day too. But JC Jane, Gigi Dolan, that whole matchup's great. Like I said, Braun Breaker, Grayson Waller, that'll be a good one. So really, it was all just a build up. We're gonna have all the titles defended.
Those are the good pay-per-views.
We are, because the men's, the women's, the tag titles, both men and women's, they're all being and North American. So every title will be defended at NXT Vengeance Day, which makes it a pretty damn good pay-per-view. So then, moving on. Obviously, we have AEW on a Wednesday, and so that.
Oh my God.
That AEW is a good show. It always is. Got to see Papa Moxley in the crowd coming down with John Moxley. I like that. The great match I thought with him and Adam Hangman Page.
Oh yeah.
A hell of a match there. I could see him fight forever. I think they wanted to keep going after it was done too. So like I said, I'm all for that one. They've been having, a hell of a battle here lately between the two. So
this man won't stay down.
Jaden is dead back there.
Yeah, this man's snoring.
So let me see here as I look back to that.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah. That was the big thing. That's jumping to way later though. Honestly, now that I look back at NXT, not a lot happened, but a lot happened. I will call out just the technical battle between Bryan Danielson and Timothy Thatcher. Jesus. Timothy Thatcher was just a beast in NXT for a while, and to see Bryan Danielson versus Timothy Thatcher was I thought a great match there. Like I said, John Moxley and Adam Hangman Page was great. Jade Cargill killed another person. That's the way I look at it. She's the Goldberg of the AEW. She's just I don't know who's beating her, and I don't know when they're beating her, but she's the Roman Reigns AEW. She's 160-0 in my opinion. She's just
no, I get you.
At this point she is. It's just I'm all for it though. And then Brian Cage.
AEW, I don't think we mentioned it, but all of our fights are taking place at AEW.
We are at AEW this week. But I will say that I'm glad to see Brian Cage back and them using him again. I love the Acclaimed. I think they're some of the best thing AEW has going on right now. Daddy ass. I think badass Billy Gunn. I think whatever you want to call him. I think he's almost better now than he was back in the day. Scissor me, dad. I don't know. I'm just all for it. That's what I'm saying. The shirts, the merchandise, the crowd, the reaction the three of them get. He's feuding with his own sons.
And that's what I'm telling you. It's weird to see how different wrestlers age. Like some of them,
I think Billy Gunn's looked the same for the last 20 years.
20 years, he looks not. Billy Gunn's a vampire.
Billy Gunn is.
Let's talk about the truth.
Let's be real. Billy Gunn's great. I want one of the shirts. I'm all for the Acclaim. I liked them before they had the championships. I'm so glad they won it. The Acclaim. And we've been at AEW recently a few times, and when they do come out, the crowd just goes apeshit for them.
Shout out to Vet Tix for hooking us up all the time.
True that. But yeah, like you mentioned earlier, I kind of made you stop. But
yeah, I didn't
Samoa Joe, come on, double champ again. Dude's great. I love him. We did get the return of Wardlow. Love him. Great. Give that man the title back. He needs the title. I don't know if down the road you're going to see him versus MJF. MJF being the champ long enough. But
I think they'll probably have that way later on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Down the road, way down the road. Like I want a Batista Triple H version of that down the road. You know what I'm saying? Like it's already been set up, but I want that. Give me that later. But in the meantime, him and Joe. I do like Darby Allin. Don't think I don't. But I was kind of surprised to see Joe win.
I didn't think they were because Darby Allin hasn't had the title for
he only just won it. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised they did have him win, but I'm good with it. I thought they might. I'm happy they did in a way, but it was kind of surprising. But I think, like I said, it leads to the return of Wardlow. He just comes out doing the things that he does best, and just no security stands a chance. You know how it is in the security world. I think we'd quit if Wardlow came out.
If Wardlow ever came to our job, I'm sorry, I'm
Dunzo. Out. But yeah, it was a good show. I love my AEW. It was, I'm looking forward to next week and what they did. Also, every week you think you'd maybe get tired of it a bit, but I love Jon Moxley's entrance. I want him entering to that song through the crowd for a long time. That's just, it does it for me. Every bit of it.
Do it, but from the Raptors.
I wish. Against Darby Allin with Sting. Just to.
Well, yeah, I forgot Sting is AEW now. Oh, I'm sorry.
Tony
Sting
Schiavone
is All Elite.
It's Sting! Love Tony Schiavone, man. I'm telling you. Dude's great. Shout out to Pat McAfee again, too. So glad they brought him back for the Royal Rumble. And JR, I miss you. Good God, I miss you. My childhood was JR and Jerry Lawler.
Yes, sir.
I grew up hearing puppies and slobber knocker and just stomping a mud hole. JR was JR. The video games back in the day were the best.
Oh, yeah, dude. Hearing their commentary nonstop, it was pretty great.
Yeah, I miss that. Now we get him, though. That's the benefit.
Back there.
James done. Tigger's snoring, too. Tigger's passed out on the fan over there. So, yeah, like I said, AEW is a good show. I will say SmackDown was good in parts. I thought
dude, so we're going to talk about something later that I think was better than SmackDown.
Okay. I'm putting that off for a minute. But let me get to SmackDown. SmackDown, I wanted to see all things Roman and Sami. And there were ways that we had to wait and get there. And, I think at the very beginning, hey, I want a word with Roman when he gets here. No, it's Paul Heyman. Roman's not going to talk to you. Okay, great. And then it's give me the... I am happy to see Braun Strowman and Ricochet pick up the win against Imperium. That was only one of the important matches, I thought. We got a random match with Viking Raiders later on, I felt.
But it wasn't random.
Well, no, but it was a little random because to me, they had no reason to fight in a match. I'm like, where's Drew and Sheamus? But that's what I'm saying. It led to Drew and Sheamus coming out to attack him after.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, why are these guys wrestling? Oh, wait. They're getting attacked tonight.
Yeah, it was just it was very obvious. They're only fighting so that they could progress the storyline.
So that was a little component. You had the tag team match conclude. So Braun and Ricochet coming up against the Usos, but where's Jay? I don't know. We're in limbo with that. So we did cut to see at one point, Roman, Jimmy, Solo, Paul Heyman, and where's Jay? I don't know. No one knows where Jay is. No one's heard from Jay. We're not sure. So that's my thing is they're kind of doing the whole where's Jay angle. I thought he might show up at the end, but I don't know. He's missing.
Well, for how long do you think they're going to play this angle?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we don't see him till Elimination Chamber. Maybe he costs or helps Roman. I don't know yet. Maybe he comes with Sami to the ring.
Well, since we're already talking about the only thing that was interesting on Friday Night SmackDown, I think we should bring it back to episode 2 of our podcast. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely go back and re-listen to it. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
But...
all the Royal Rumble
we talked about a leaked poster that now, after the events of SmackDown, I think make a lot more sense.
To a point, yeah, because you obviously, like I said, you're not going to defend the title at the Chamber. So putting Sami in the pod makes you think he's in a chamber. But what else are you going to advertise for the Chamber other than the Chamber? So
it could be like Sami Zayn has a championship fight.
It's in Montreal. Can we
that
not
Monday
exclude
Night Raw?
that? Yeah, but can we come on? It's in Montreal.
Yeah.
Once again, that's where Sammy country. You're gonna have either Roman make everyone pissed. I don't know if Canadians can get mad, but I think maybe. I think in that part of Canada.
I guess we'll find out.
I think in that part maybe. But my point is that crowd is gonna be insane. I think you're gonna hear "fuck you, Roman." I think you're gonna hear Sammy out the ass. I think you're gonna hear the chanting. I think it's gonna be absolutely amazing. But what I will say is, we get them one-on-one. I speculated that. I think a lot of people did. Will you get Sammy versus Roman at the Chamber? Yes, we will. Because as it cuts to it, like I said, there were a few other things that happened on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There were a few other things that happened on SmackDown. You know, we did see Gunther at one point come out with Imperium. As I said, Viking Raiders had Viking Raiders had a match where they got attacked by Drew and Sheamus. I know we did see the Brawling Brutes against... who were they against?
I don't remember, but I think it was a bunch of nobodies.
No, they lost. That was the kicker there. I'm more focused on the NXT pay-per-view right now that it's kind of making me forget.
Dude, this man just won't stop with the fucking sledgehammer.
Now you know how I feel against Gunther. Also, I played a lot of 2K20 and 21, and 2K22 is just a tad different. And then when we limited ourselves to being under 80 as a rating, I didn't expect to go against Gunther. So
No, 80 was the limit.
Yeah, but I'm saying
80.
I did. The point is, Gunther's probably like 90 plus, and Jaden's 77. I could beat Jaden. Gunther just destroyed me. Also, to talk
Gunther,
and wrestle.
it was NXT Gunther, so I don't think it was.
Listen,
90.
to talk and to wrestle is a lot going on. I can't tap a button and do this podcast. So I don't sit here and play this a lot, other than the podcast days, because I'm waiting to buy 2023. Why? Because I can't see it. But the whole point is. Let me pull up this real quick with SmackDown, just because it bothers me now that
What is this prompt?
I can't think about it.
Oh, I can build a bridge.
I tried to, and then once again Gunther killed me. That's what I knew we forgot too, real quick. We did miss out on Charlotte Flair versus Sonya Deville for the Women's Championship.
Oh, yeah. Well, we already know
obviously,
that was play out.
Obviously, yeah, that has to end one way, by submission. But, we did get... That's who it was. The Brawling Brutes faced the Viking Raiders. That's why I couldn't think of who it was, because we already said it. So, that's who it was, led to the attack by Sheamus and Drew. So, other than that, I would have thought Brawling Brutes would have picked up the win, but that's why they didn't. So, we did get a Chamber qualifier, though. We got Selena Vega, Shotzi, Natalya, and Shayna Baszler. And I thought that was interesting because I thought I'm going to be honest, I thought one or three of these people could be in the Elimination Chamber. I thought Shayna Baszler would be in it, I thought Natalya would be in it, and I thought maybe one of the other two could be in this match. So the fact that they went against each other, unless you do a last chance kind of thing, then, I'm kind of surprised that only one of them, will be in it, and that one is Natalya. She picked up the win. I thought it would have been Shayna Baszler. So that's why they're kind of pushing Natalya.
I think WWE is kind of tired with, like, the UFC fighter gimmick.
Maybe. But, like I said, don't rule out a last chance qualifier. That, like I said, I know Carmella's back to wrestle, but usually when they do those fatal four-ways, they put the remaining women in some kind of thing, triple threat, something like that. But then the biggest part, as we put it off and already talked about, Roman Reigns came out to address everything. I thought that part was what everybody went and tuned in to see. He basically accused Sami Zayn of wanting something from him. Like, he said everybody wants something from him.
Yeah, and, he compared Sami Zayn to a hostess.
And, I will point out, I believe Roman Reigns' biggest weakness is trusting everybody to have his back or thinking that no one will ever defy him. Like, example, The Shield. He turns his back to Seth Rollins because your brother and Seth Rollins is never going to do that. He turned his back to Sami Zayn after handing the man a chair. You knew Sami was allegedly in it for himself, or you were worried about him, or you were going to test him. Why did you turn your back on him? It's because you didn't think he'd do it. I think Roman's biggest flaw is not thinking someone will betray him. Hence, what if Solo does? Solo doesn't even speak. He's just like the silent assassin. What if he turns on Roman?
I don't think.
What if Paul Heyman turns on Roman? I just think Roman doesn't believe these people will turn on him.
Roman's new updated shirt from SmackDown only had him and Paul Heyman. Maybe there is a Solo Sikoa.
But my point is, Jey Uso turned on Roman.
Yeah.
he didn't think Jey Uso would turn on him. So I'm thinking his biggest weakness or biggest unraveling, what if we get Roman Cody at WrestleMania and it's just Roman? Because in the meantime, the bloodline is apart. The Usos break up. They lose the tag titles. Solo turns on Roman or something.
How fall the mighty have fallen.
Yeah,
literally.
And it leads to a Roman's not the champ. And then maybe we lose Roman for a while. I don't know. But my thing is...
Well, I mean, because he already said that he wants to have a reduced presence and he wants to start pretty much pursuing an acting career. So it makes sense. He after go out with a bang like this and then, become a jobber every once in a while and pursue the career you want.
Yeah. Well, but now, the whole point, I don't believe Sammy was using Roman for shit. I think Sammy genuinely loved the bloodline and loved his place in it, was happy to be an honorary use. But we got the attack. We got the attack. Man in a black hoodie. Who is it? Sami Zayn attacking Roman. Boom, boom, boom. And, I thought he was going to one-up Roman. Obviously, Roman got the upper hand, unfortunately. Sebastian's freaking out over here.
Dude, I almost got pinned on the fucking ladder.
As I was saying, Sammy hit Roman a couple times. Roman got the better of the two. Then Sammy came back a bit. We had him hit him out of the ring. He went for a chair shot. Roman rolled out. I loved it. You made them both look good. The crowd popped. The crowd went insane for Sammy. They wanted to see him. That's why I said I can't even wait for Montreal crowd.
Sammy.
But the Montreal screw job years ago. What if they do another one?
How would they do it? I don't know how they could screw over Sammy in this situation. Though.
How do you not screw over Sammy? You blatantly have him pin Roman and Paul yanks the ref out. Or here comes another one and Jay screws him. I don't know. I mean, anything's a screw job. Or once again, what if it's the screw job of Roman?
Sammy just loves his bread.
But wait. What if it's the screw job of Roman and the crowd goes apeshit and you spin it backwards? What if it's Solo Sikoa spiking him? What if it's Jay and Jimmy super kicking him?
That would be nice. Solo screws over Sammy and Roman.
Sure. But what I'm saying is, what if it's slow, here's Jay and him and Jimmy kick Roman. Solo comes in and he's going to save Roman. No, Solo spikes Roman. Then next thing you know, Sammy covers him. And we leave with a new bloodline. Sammy and the Usos and Solo. That would just be mind-blowing. You rewrite history and you make up for the Montreal screw job. That's what you would do. You know what I'm saying? Also, real quick, I just noticed something.
I don't like who my next match might be against.
You're screwed either way, buddy. I'm just still pissed at this game. But anyways, I need to say real quick, I'm about to dive into it. Shout out to our boy Tony coming through with this delicious looking cookies and cream cake. It is from Nothing Bundt Cakes. So if you're looking for
Chicagoland area,
looking for an awesome cake, hit up Nothing Bundt Cakes, and they have all these different versions, different sizes of amazing bundt cakes. We're about to dig into it, and all I'm saying is if you eat with your eyes, and this is awesome looking. I am going to dig in. So we're about to, but shout out, giving us some snacks for the podcast here. So thank you there, Tony. And if you guys enjoy what we're doing, once again, like, subscribe, follow. We appreciate everybody so far. We got, a nice little thing going. Hope it continues.
And just because it's a running joke at this point, shout out to Felix.
Our boy Felix. He's like Clark Kent, different with glasses, Superman and not. So...
he's awakening.
Ooh,
hello, child.
Jaden woke like a bear from hibernation.
No, he just moved.
Oh no, he rolled over. False alarm, folks.
Still
me
looks
and
like
Sebastian
I'm
here.
gonna have to defeat Goldberg and go against Walter for the championship and
you do that,
get
sir.
Revenge for Chris.
Hold on, while you do that, sir, I'm gonna let you now talk about the new thing to our podcast.
All right.
After I say one thing. You did get the challenging of Sammy versus Roman. It will be Elimination Chamber in Montreal. I believe Roman said something about, making Sammy look like a fool or lose in front of everyone in the crowd there and stuff. Yeah. I mean, the build for this is going to be unreal because it's already there. I just think you might blow the roof off the place there. I think it's insane, and I think WWE with Triple H in charge can do it right. And I expect Roman and Cody at WrestleMania. But I'm just telling you right now.
Well, there's still 2 days.
My hopes are high for something insane to happen.
Maybe it's just a regular match at Elimination Chamber, and in night one, Sammy.
No, he said he's coming for the Universal Championship. So.
Yeah, but I'm saying maybe WWE doesn't let him go instantly.
What they should do.
Maybe a qualifier. So using this game specifically as an example, in 2K22, when you do the My Player mode, when you're a champion, sometimes the wrestler will call you out, and you'll be like, I'm not just gonna give you a title shot. We'll have a match, just me and you as a qualifier. If you beat me, then we'll have a.
They kind of did that in WWE for a minute. Like,
yeah, I'm saying they could do that with
Sami
Sami Zayn.
Yeah. Well, but my thing is, give him a straight up title shot. But what they should have done, missed opportunity here. Had him challenge for one. I want the Universal title, right? Reason being, you have Roman drop one, still a champ to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
That's what they're doing.
No, I think it's for the Universal Championship. I think it's for both of them. Because I noticed, you know how we talked about how the tournament on SmackDown was for the SmackDown Tag Titles? When it showed the graphic of Ricochet, Braun Strowman versus the Usos, it showed both the blue and the red together. Yes, they changed it. So that's what I'm saying.
So maybe it was an error in the past.
I genuinely believe it's for both belts. I don't think they're going to split them like that, but they missed opportunity. Sami Zayn is a champ going to WrestleMania, and Roman against Cody, where he's probably going to lose the other one. I mean, you missed out. Yeah. You missed out. That's what I'm saying. I think WWE is too hyped with the, got to keep people happy and got to do this and this. And I'm thinking, like, once again, think outside the box a bit.
Well, think about it, too. Right now, WWE is planning on selling, so they're trying to get as much people and much viewership as possible right now, so I think they're going to play it the safest they can. But you don't want something crazy to come up and then
But to me, when you talk about viewership, though...
Oh, yeah.
Two titles, two champs, Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes.
That's the potential for a big flop. I think WWE is just going to play it safe. They want to have high numbers, but not, like, take risks for the extremely high numbers.
But here's the thing. The only way you can do that, right, is you have Roman kill Sami Zayn. And by kill, I mean write him off television. Yeah. Like, beat him up so bad that he's done. Or where's KO way into this, by the way? We haven't thought of that either.
I think the storyline with KO is done for now.
Maybe they wrote him off for a little bit, by the way they did that. But my thing is...
Wait, they did?
No, I'm saying maybe they did.
I was like, wait, did you know something?
But what I'm saying is, like, if you don't put Sami down, then the crowd is... Like, it's going to be hard for the crowd. The benefit to this, though, is there is no way it's not a hot crowd of everybody's for Cody and everybody's booing Roman. You know what I mean? There's no... Now, if you had to put a Cody versus Sami right now, that's going to be... Who do you boo? You don't. So that's what I mean. That's like, weird. You need Roman.
As a person who gets my ass handed to me a lot in my GM mode, you don't want to do face versus face. It rarely ever works out.
That's funny. But real quick, as I said, I'm diving into this cake, and Sebastian wants to talk to you about his newfound wrestling fandom.
So I was bored yesterday. Just for those of you that aren't familiar with us personally on this podcast, we're all co-workers to a certain extent. We work at the same location, two separate companies. But I was bored before work. I wasn't planning on watching Vengeance. I was gonna let Chris watch it and he could break it down, which he's gonna do later in the podcast. And I was just channel surfing. I was like,
you're watching it later. Like, you're going to catch up with it yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it later. I just, for the podcast purposes, Chris had to watch it. And I did watch snippets of it. There were some crazy moments. But we'll get to that later. So I was channel surfing, and I made a discovery. It's a discovery for me and possibly our audience. Chris is reacting to this cake.
Guys.
It's phenomenal.
I'm going to stop you real quick. I'm sorry I'm an ass. But listen, this fucking cake right here. Guys, go to Nothing Bundt Cake. Say Chris sent you. Ask for Tony. I don't know the rules, but all I know is this. This is one of the best tasting Oreo. Not too Oreo-y, not too crazy on the...
I gotta try this.
This is delicious. I don't know what I'm eating here other than it's an Oreo, a cookies and cream Bundt cake. But the cake, the Oreo, they're right over there. The cake, the Oreo, the icing, holy shit. That's all I gotta say. Holy shit, amazing. I'm now gonna shut up. He's gonna tell you his happiness.
Well, while we're off topic, I just thought of a reason why we could shout out Felix. Felix told me about this amazing Indian place.
Yeah, it was like a dessert cheese.
Yeah, they had some pretty nice cheese dessert. I don't know what it is, but it sounds and looks amazing.
The picture looked good. We'll get back to you with the name on that one, but I kind of know the name, but I really don't want to get it wrong here.
Yeah.
But what
Chris doesn't want to get canceled on our thing.
Well, speaking of getting canceled, don't even make me mention the fact that Gigi Dolan, best ass in the business. Love her. Great. Hope she wins the title. Don't believe she will.
Chris isn't exaggerating. This cake is phenomenal.
Dude, I'm telling you. And the thing is, sad part is, he gave us a small one, so at this point it's half gone. Yeah. But the best part is, it's half gone.
And Jaden's asleep.
So, Jaden's missing out on this, and we genuinely don't care. That is delicious. And now I get to dive in a little more as Sebastian talks to you. So you'll finally hear me actually shut up.
Real quick.
No.
Because I need to break out one more thing before we continue this topic. It's related to a certain Bray Wyatt.
We got stuff going. Oh, I actually know what this is because I believe I purchased it.
Yes, you did.
So, let me just get it started then with this. NXT Vengeance Day.
Whoa. We can't start that.
He walked away. He walked away. He does not have a say in this right now. I just want to tell you guys one thing real quick. NXT Vengeance Day.
Fight forever.
A hell of a lot better than I thought it would be. And all I got to say is fight forever. Because the first match got me right from the damn get-go.
Yes, sir. So, back to the story of what my Saturday nights entail to. It's not too late. I think it was like 8 or 9 o'clock. No, because I took like an hour nap. It was like 7 or 8 o'clock. I was just scrolling through TV. I don't have cable. I don't really watch TV a lot, so I was just bored. Funny story. The reason I've been watching TV lately is my dog hit my remote and changed the channel on me while I was watching YouTube. And I saw a crazy thing on the news.
He's a wrestling fan.
And I called my mom to talk to her about it. And I've just been kind of like scrolling through TV this week, kind of discovering like what's on non-cable TV. And Saturday night, I discovered a new wrestling broadcast. New to me. It's been around since 2000, apparently.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I just don't watch it.
Yeah. And I don't even think it's the most popular of its specific brand. I think actually in this game they have a belt for a more popular brand. But I discovered, 1 second, I forgot to tell people what the surprise was.
Oh.
The surprise was I have Mountain Dew Energy Pitch Black.
Yes, we noticed today. I was buying some drinks for us, and I was like, hey, you needed an energy drink, and I noticed Mountain Dew has a Pitch Black Energy. It's Mountain Dew Energy Pitch Black. And we just had the Mountain Dew Pitch Black Bray Wyatt LA Knight match. So shout out again to Mountain Dew, future potential sponsor. Drink it every day.
Uncle Howdy delivered our GoPuff himself.
I don't know who did. The bag was there. I can't say. All I know is the door opened. I
walked outside and it was neon.
The door opened. There was a bright light, and we had a bag dropped off. I don't know how it got there.
I had to come outside with a lantern though. The GoPuff was very specific.
A hat, a lantern, and a Hawaiian shirt. LA Knight, love the guy.
Yeah.
But back to your newfound.
So I discovered a promotion known as Women of Wrestling.
Yes. Wow. WOW.
I'm not gonna lie to you. No disrespect to the WWE Women's Division, but a lot of these indie wrestlers that were on this card, phenomenal. There was a tag team championship match. I'm sorry, dropped the controller. There was a tag team championship match.
The match too,
did I? Oh no, I think I exited out of it. No, okay, we can continue. Tag team championship match, women's tag team championship match. Obviously there's no men.
Right, yeah, I wouldn't expect.
Women of wrestling.
Now, question: is there a way? Does a man manage any woman in that? Is that a thing?
Well, the founder is David McLean, so there's dudes in the company.
Are refs men?
I did not see a male ref.
Ooh,
I didn't see any male managers, but since it was,
I was just wondering.
Since it was on public access, it was pretty short. I think it was.
So who wrestled in that match though? The tag match? Because I don't know these people.
So the tag match was between. I'm sorry. I have a note for the match that happened later on that night because it was a very funny tag team name, and I just read it. But tag team match was Gigi Gianna and Amber Rodriguez versus Jesse Jones and Americana. Now, dude, honestly, watching this, now I know this is a very controversial name, so don't cancel us, but these women were on Chris Benoit level, like, fighting, dude. Like, they were top ropes, like crazy, Hurricane Ranas. It was like it was pretty crazy, dude.
Who's Chris Benoit? That's been wiped from my memory. Just messing with everybody. No, but
I get what Chavo Guerrero.
I get what you're saying.
I heard he has some interesting voicemails.
I get what you're saying, real quick, but I know you mentioned that there was a lot of athleticism. I know you mentioned that there was some like hard hittingness to the fights.
And like, I have to clarify. I am. One of my favorite divisions is the Pure Championship division in Ring of Honor, so I really do love very technical wrestling.
Right, so that's what I was saying. I know WWE years ago had the whole thing of we hire the women because they're pretty, they were divas. Some were good in the ring, but also some were there because, I mean, legs for days or, who knows. But my thing is, then we moved to the whole superstars. We moved to women do some phenomenal things in the ring.
Talking about superstars, guess what the wrestlers are called in this promotion? They're not superstars, divas.
Women?
Take a guess.
Just straight women?
No. They're superheroes.
Superheroes?
Dude, it was very... I'm not going to lie to you. I'm sorry, WoW. I like your promotion. I liked a lot of the stuff, but superheroes is really corny.
Superheroes?
Especially when we talk about a tag team that happened later on that night. I don't think that tag team is worthy of superheroes a title.
My thing is, that's interesting. But what I was saying, though, about WWE, we've had the whole women's, revolution. We have... They're now in Hell in a Cell matches. They're in ladder matches, elimination chamber matches. They're in there equally with the men. I don't see why they're not. It's come a hell of a long way. There was the snub at Raw 30, but my thing is, you can now be beautiful and athletic. You could be, you're not just there for your looks. That's not just why you get it. If you don't cut it in the ring, they're not just going to put up with you anymore.
Yeah.
So I like that they've gotten to that, but. We talked about it one time earlier. I wish you would see some of the more, we got it with Rhea Ripley and Akira Tozawa, but I would like to see some more mixing of a men and women, or a mixed tag even, or just men versus a woman somehow, or give me. I know Sebastian mentioned in the WoW wrestling there was a lot of more hard hitting kind of technical wrestling, and I feel like the women's is good.
This has no flavor to it.
Interesting,
Chris. I need you to try this.
Someone has to, in the words of Cody Rhodes.
Guys, it does not have flavor.
I'd say it tastes outstanding.
It tastes good, but it's like, I don't know. It doesn't taste like water.
I would have expected grape, and it's not grape.
Yeah, I was expecting
but
like a
all I know is
grape.
Outstanding.
Yep. Mountain Dew. You ever want to sponsor us? You
drink it every day.
You know your boys do.
Code Red. So here's the thing. I think WWE still, with the women's, unless it is a specialty match, I feel like they still get away with some cheap,
a lot of eye candy stuff.
Well, first of all, a lot of them are beautiful, but a lot of them are amazing what they do in the ring. But my point is, they still are there. Like, I know WWE got called out on it for telling the NXT women to show more. So that's what I'm saying. Like, How far removed really are we? So my thing is, there are some matches that still have some hair pulling and some slapping, or there are some that are more about just the big move, like you're going to jump off the rope and hit something, or you're going through a table.
It's weird.
Where you told me this was more
reputation too, because they have the Mae Young Classic, and Mae Young wasn't that type of wrestler.
Well, but that was also, I feel like that whole thing was even the cruiserweight tournament at the time.
Yeah.
That whole thing was, I think, done with class though. I think that was done very well, bringing in people from different countries. Some you've heard of, some you haven't. Some of those matches were amazing.
Yeah.
Hell, Bianca Belair came from that tournament. So my thing is, WWE's had some amazing women's matches. Don't think I'm saying they haven't, but there's still some moments that are more to what it used to be, and that's why I know you said in this one it was more like Bryan Danielson type wrestling.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and that's what I find interesting because you don't get that in WWE outside of Dolph Ziggler, Chad Gable, those people.
Yeah, and I didn't even say the finish yet, dude. The finish. Phenomenal.
He loves this.
They both jumped from the ropes. Each side got
Shout out to WoW, and if future sponsor or something.
You
got a fan in him.
You guys ever come to shoot? What the fuck?
You got maybe a fan in me. Well, come on, Goldberg. That's the entrance, bro.
I know, but this is like a regular match. This is a tournament match.
I couldn't care.
This is like a special entrance.
I don't care. I love it.
Maybe it's because I chose Judgment Day.
I love it. This is the best match. I went to see him at Fastlane in Milwaukee. That's where I bought my WWE title belt. Actually, I own.
Nice.
Gold as a kid was the always own one. My parents told me, we're not spending that. Like, that's insane. You can get it on your own one day.
My mom wouldn't even give me the fucking foam ones.
But wait, time out. So we were at a store once. I was in Niagara Falls in Canada at a WWE shop on Clifton Hill, right up from Niagara Falls. Nice. I remember this. I was like 8.
That's a weird place to have a WWE shop, but nice.
It's still probably there. But all I know is this. I was 8. Anyone who's been there would tell you. I could tell you restaurants, bars to go to. I had a drink there once called the Liquid Kermit. I don't know. But anyways, what I'm saying is...
The Liquid Kermit?
Exactly.
Kermity Frog.
But, so the point is, I went to the shop as like an 8-year-old kid with my parents. And I wanted the World Heavyweight Championship belt on the wall. $500. right? As a kid, that's reasonable. I want the real WWE belt.
$500.
I'll be the best kid ever. I'll pay you back one day. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying as an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old. But my point is, I wanted it. I'm a huge fan.
Dude, $500 in like what?
Well, maybe it was like 4. I don't know. So this would have been like in the late 90s or early 2000s. Dude,
$500 in the late 90s. That's kind of wild, bro.
But all I know
that's not like $500 today.
All I know is as a kid,
that's like almost like $1,000.
Just listen, reasonable. So my I also probably thought that the ATM just gave you money and it didn't come out of your account. I don't know. You're a kid. You make shit up. Hell, I thought $1 was a lot of money back then. Like I'd be like, ooh, my parents swore they gave me $1. Ooh, yeah. What's $1 get you these days? So my thing is, it used to buy me an Arizona tea for 99 cents. But
depending where you go, there's still 99 cents.
True. Shout out to Pennsylvania, they're 99 cents. But my thing is real quick. So I was in there and I say, I want this title belt. And they say, yeah, right. And they're like, yeah, one day you can get that on your own when you're out there and you're working and you're doing, a job. And she's like, we'll buy you. My mom's like, we'll buy you this one. And it was a United States title belt that went around your wrist for $50. And I'm thinking like, well, that's horse shit. Yeah, I don't think like
that sounds so weird too. I would not wear that.
But here's my thing. I'm looking at my mom like, Mom, when am I ever gonna wear a United States title belt around my wrist? But also, okay, let me tell you, I don't think she understands that. I want the title belt that goes around. I want Goldberg's title belt. I want around the title belt. And you go buy the United States wrist one. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's like saying, here's a Lambo and you can maybe have it, but settle for a Mini Cooper. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? So as a kid, I got the United States one. Had it all my life, actually. I gave it to a old friend of mine a few years ago as a gift for his birthday because he knew I had title belts, so I gave him one as like a, hey, here's a title belt for you thing. So I gifted it to somebody. But my point is, as a 24 or 5-year-old at the time, I believe, maybe it was a 25 or 6-year-old, I can't remember, but it was when Goldberg was back. He beat Kevin Owens for the title at Milwaukee at Fastlane. I drove with a buddy of mine, Nick, and we went up there. We bought tickets on the way. I just got my tax refund. And I was just like, listen, we bought tickets on the way. We're seeing our childhood thing in Goldberg. He's winning. We speculated he would win the title. We were walking by the shops, and I saw the WWE Championship. I think it was $450 at the live event. And I just was like, I just got my tax refund. And I was like, Nick, I wanted a title belt my entire life. But I thought back to me as an 8-year-old kid and my mom saying, one day when you have a job, you can buy that title belt. You're damn right I can. That's the
best part about being an adult, bro. I get to
there's
buy
a lot of bad things
all
about
the
being an adult.
things that I wanted as a child.
But that, well, yes.
I have Dragon Balls.
I mean,
within 2 feet of me right now.
I wish that
there's a Sasuke sword there's a Keyblade within like 3 feet of me.
I mean, there's also a PS5. But the things are, as an adult, you can get what you want. But I really realized that as an adult that you had it great as a kid. You'll learn as you get a little older. Trust me. I got 8 years on Sebastian, so I'm 33. He's 25, and it's like, listen. You realize a little bit more that, man, as a kid, you wished a lot of your life away. So when you're younger, enjoy it. But
before we go... Oh, my bad.
Well, no, what I was saying is just I remembered being a kid, and it was like, to his point earlier, it is great when you are an adult because you make money and you can buy what you want. And at the time, I had extra money, and I think back to 8-year-old me. The 8-year-old me was just blowing up inside. Like, yeah, you're damn right you could buy that title belt, Mom, because I make my own money now. So you're sure as shit.
She hit you with we have McDonald's at home.
Here's my thing. I was the only one who bought one at the show, I believe, that day. I had a crowd around me being like, he's buying a title belt? Damn right I bought that title belt. And so the one that they had out, he like tried to give me the look. Like they let you examine it, and it was missing a gem. And I'm like, whoa, buddy.
I'm not buying this piece of shit.
Yeah, this one's missing a gem.
Dude,
so he pulls out
sledgehammers.
He pulled out like a new one and pulls it out of a belt, and it was like, yeah, buddy, I'm taking that one. So we rocked that belt that night, and Goldberg won the championship that night too. He's killing you right now.
He's literally just hitting me with the hammer. The AI is broken right now.
It's brutal. You better counter.
I can't. I was stunned. And now, jeez.
Goldberg's destroying you. But anyways, that was just shout out a little story there. Talk about a dream come true as a wrestling fan. So I have 2 title belts. I have that one and in the NXT Championship. And so you guys will see them at some point. We're going to put some shots on there of us and some events we've been to and a few other things. So there will be more to come on that end. But anyways, that was just a great little story there.
Well, before we go back to WoW, I kind of have a title story too. I did steal this idea from one of my buddies in the Marines when he had done it, but me and one of my buddies from Nepal ended up, and I don't I don't care if anybody fucking hears this story, but we ended up getting tag team title belts for a very funny situation that should I tell it, Chris?
I don't know. Probably not. We gotta make it.
We're pretty far in.
We gotta make it to at least 10 episodes.
Fuck it. So yeah, we found out we had ended up being with the same person. So we made jokes about being Eskimo brothers, and we got tag team titles. And we would just walk around with them, just being stupid.
I forgot that was the story.
But yeah, it's a horrible story to lead back into talking about WoW. But yeah, so as I was saying, the finish was great, dude. So they had. That is not a good bit. That's not a good transition, dude. I'm gonna keep this in.
We're 10. We're 10.
But yeah, so Jesse Jones and Americano were kind of like stunned in the middle of the ring, and similar to like the Logan Paul Ricochet situation, just one was on like the left side of the ring, one was on the right side of the ring. Gigi Gianna and Amber Rodriguez jumped onto the top ropes and then jumped onto Jesse Jones and Americana, flipped them into a submission, and kind of did like a weird kind of like crab like pin, kind of like the figure 8, and both of them did a double pin at the same time. Ref counted.
So it's kind of like a double finisher, double pin kind of thing.
Yeah, it was a nice finish.
So like an interesting example of tag team wrestling, like almost what I showed you a clip of from NXT Vengeance Day, where.
And it was a championship defense on regular show, so
yeah,
they're not a big promotion.
WWE needs more of that. I miss some of that going on. We've had it a little in theory, but like there needs to be more time.
Bring back the Ruthless Aggression era where everybody had a championship for like 2 weeks.
I mean, we need a mix of attitude, ruthlessness.
Bring back Vince Russo.
Like WWE came out with "Get the F Out" when they went to WWE. From WWF to WWE, and I like that. That was the edginess we need now. Yeah. But
and then going back to the WoW, how I think Superheroes is a very not choice name. So a second tag team match occurred when I was watching WoW. It was with Miami Sweet Heat with Lana Starr. Don't know who any of them are, but it was a pretty interesting fight. And then this next tag team is why I feel like the superhero moniker does not work. It was Holly Swag and Big Rig Betty, and they were the Motor Truckers. It was a mom and daughter tag team, and they look like just the most stereotypical rednecks in coveralls. And I don't think no disrespect to any of our fans if you would consider yourself a redneck, but I don't think rednecks are superheroes. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
It's just an odd name too. Very easy pun there.
That'd be like if I decided to start wrestling tomorrow and be like, I'm Cletus Jackson.
Out of nowhere, just as a gimmick. Well, I mean, once again, Kofi was Jamaican, now he's Kofi.
Yeah, I love how they dropped his gimmick too just because he fucked up his accent.
But my thing is, you almost forget that he was, unless you really know. Like, that's what I mean. Like,
well, because I remember...
Xia Li is an Asian warrior right now. Like,
yeah, dude, that's fucking...
Let's be honest, why did he take her staff? At the Royal Rumble, the ref took the staff from her. Well, I don't know. She could have entered and beat the shit out of anybody.
It is a no DQ, but Finley got DQ'd from...
No, I've never seen a DQ. I mean, I've never seen a chainsaw in the Royal Rumble. He got DQ'd. I don't believe that.
It was when the Royal Rumble where Hornswoggle technically never got eliminated.
I don't know.
Finley got DQ'd because he came in with his shillelagh and started... I'm sorry, Fit Finley.
So maybe you can't come in with it, but you can leave the ring and get one.
Yeah, because I've seen people...
That's horseshit. I call it shenanigans.
I think it's like one of those weird WWE rules where they choose to ignore it.
Shenanigans!
It's like the guaranteed rematch clause.
No one gets that anymore.
Yeah.
It's not a thing. Or it's a thing 15 times. Like, it's the same people who get it 10 times in a row. But,
yeah, shout out to WoW.
I'll have to check it out sometime. I've heard of it, but I didn't watch it.
We also, just as a future notification, because I have been seeing a lot of it, and I think we might start going to see them, we're also going to be talking about a lot more indie promotions, not just the main, AEW, WWE. The VetTix website, for those of you that don't know, because I know a couple of my friends watch this, and maybe, there are other veterans that will watch this podcast. If you're a veteran, you just log in, and you get... tickets pretty much for free. Typically, the tickets are free, and you pay whatever the company fee is, like the Ticketmaster. You pay the Ticketmaster fee, whatever, Live Nation fee, etc., etc. But I've been seeing a lot of indie promotions on there and a lot of local promotions. I know Ring of Honor started technically in, I don't know if it was started in Chicago, but it was started by a Chicagoan. So, to me, I feel like we should probably support some of the indie performers here, you know.
I'd be down. I'm in. All things wrestling.
So, yeah, so WoW is just the first of some of the smaller indie promotions. Dude, Chris is loving this cake.
This cake, guys, nothing but cakes. Trust me, I don't need to eat the cake, but my point is amazing. Absolutely amazing. This is just absolutely fucking delicious, if I'm being honest with you. I'm done, though. Well, maybe I'll have one more bite, but you're getting at least most of that. So, I'm going. We got a long one here. But we got to talk a little about Vengeance Day. I think it's easy to sum it up.
Yeah, dude, so that pound cake was fucking phenomenal. We just devoured that shit. And while we were devouring that, I was thinking to myself, when I was talking about nerdy stuff, I didn't even mention, like, my favorite thing that I have. My mom got it out of storage for me because she gave me, like, a bunch of my old stuff that was in storage. So, like, I have a bunch of VHSs. Like, I was showing Chris, like, I have the entire pretty much first season of Pokemon on VHS.
I was going to say, shout out to moms for just saving shit.
Yeah.
My mom does the same thing.
So, like, right now, when I was talking about, like, how I have my Keyblade, you know, Sasuke's sword, you know, Dragon Ball's next to me, I also have a dual disc with an entire deck of cards in there.
I also have a dual disc somewhere. I know my mom saved mine.
Maybe one day we'll have a actual duel, you know, and we'll have it up as a VOD on our channel. No, not VOD, we don't stream.
So all things wrestling.
Maybe just regular video.
But yeah, no, that cake, though. But yeah, I know we were talking about the women's wrestling. I know we were talking about cake a lot. Shout out to Nothing But Cakes. Shout out to Tony, Felix.
Yeah.
Shout out
Felix.
Shout out to all those that we know.
Shout out to Riley.
Whoa. So, shout out to everybody.
Shout out to Morgan.
Shout out to Jaden, the man who's sleeping behind me.
He woke up for a second while we were eating. That part's not going to be in the podcast, so... Sorry you guys missed out on that. Glorious.
He barely woke up, though. I don't know. He's barely been alive the entire time. I think he's just moved a little. And I think, I don't know, snored once. But we were talking about, like I said, WoW. We were talking about everything with SmackDown. We were talking about the cake and everything. We got to talk about NXT TakeOver. Well, that's what I think I had started to say there, and then we stopped and went back to the cake at one point. But NXT Vengeance Day, I know I said it when Sebastian was away, but... you know, I thought it was better than I expected, is what I was getting at. Whoa, Goldberg tapped. Whoa, what a crazy match. So
we technically time traveled for this tournament because this was Judgment Day 2006.
So yeah, I thought it was better than I expected it to be. I mean, I thought it would be pretty good, but I also was just in parts really blown away by it. And I did, I did see that. Well, I told Sebastian I showed him a few clips of it because I just thought it was amazing. But I mean, I saw a lot of the reactions online afterwards. Is what I was gonna say. And if anyone who saw about Dijak with his broken finger, I mean, Jesus, that was intense. But there was also the spot on the match that he landed on his head. It looked like
I got to fight for Chris's honor now.
Yeah, avenge me. Yeah, he hit his head at one point in the match, and that looked a little intense from a Hurricane Rana off the top rope during a power bomb. I mean, it's kind of crazy to say, but yeah. So, anyways, the first match, I already kind of started talking about it. The first match was Wesley versus Dijak, and I mean, I miss him being Dominic Dijakovic, but I'm happy he is
I think
Dijak.
He's that in this game.
He is, but he's also T-Bar, the horrible character. So I'm glad he's Dijak again, and he's a badass, and he does great stuff in the ring. Some of him and Keith Lee's matches were absolutely remarkable in NXT. But him and Wesley continues to impress. I mean, man, this match really, it showcased both of them. It put them over, I think, both of them. And then it furthered the feud a little bit.
Yeah, it was crazy. I thought it was going to end like a million times.
I did. Yeah, I mean, I was sitting there like, oh, he lost the title. He won the title. Oh, shit, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to end, honestly. I thought it was going to end over like 6 different occasions, I think. It was a great match. Wesley proved everything in that. Dijak looked great. Like I said, it furthers the feud down the road, I think, with both of them, as well as, the
talking about Felix earlier, he just sent me a meme.
Oh, well, but real quick, it did, like I said, I was going to say it furthered the feud with, what do you call it? It furthered his feud with the Dawn of NXT because they got involved on the outside.
They got dirty.
That's who he actually, hit when he did a flip, from the turnbuckle to the outside there. But, so it furthers that feud, and it furthers, I think the feud with Wesley. But it was an amazing match. I feel like Fight Forever was a chant that came to mind.
Yeah.
There was one of the best boots I think I've ever seen. Wesley got just destroyed by the boot by Dijak. I mean, he countered, a finisher. I think both hit a finisher and kicked out. Both hit another crazy move and kicked out. There was a corkscrew flip from the top, kick out. There was the, choke slam, kick out. I mean, it's just every move, kick out, counter, kick out, thought it was over. I honestly didn't know who's going to win. I wanted Dijak. I by the end of it, I was okay with Wesley. Amazing match. Like I said, it furthers feuds with all involved, I think. And just, I would watch it again, those two, 100%. It's how I felt about a few other matchups, like I said, Keith Lee and Dijak a while ago. Or like how it used to be at one point, I believe, Nakamura and Samoa Joe, or maybe it was Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. They just used to go at it all the time. Just, yeah, I could rewatch it again. I mean, it was a great match. I think that's why it's important having Triple H back and having Shawn, involved with NXT the way he is, and like just getting these matches to be so back and forth, getting him to be where, even though the end result, maybe known behind the scenes, I don't want to know.
Yeah, it's still like up in the air for the fans.
Right. And that's why, I thought it was a great match to kick off. I thought it was a great match to kick off
Vengeance.
Vengeance Day, and just, it got the crowd going. It gets the people going. So, like I said, I thought it was a great, like I said, I thought it was a great start to the pay-per-view. I thought a few things, like I said, the broken finger was a little crazy. He definitely hit his head a bit on the Hurricane Rana off of the power bomb off of the top rope. Wesley did German suplex.
Yeah, he did land wrong.
Dijak. No, he did. He hit his head on that spot. That's what I'm saying. Like, also the Death Valley driver that Dijak hit on the outside was just nuts too. But or even the kick to the face and the chair. There were, like I said, the big boot was insane. There were a few spots in the match that I was just like, damn, that's unbelievable. But like I said, I had to show Sebastian parts of that one at first because it was like, hey, I was freaking out at this point. Like, I was like, dude, this was great. So then, the next one we got was, Carter and Chance against, James and Henley there, Fallon Henley. I do like her. Hell, I like the other two. I believe they are the longest reigning Katana Chance and Casey Carter. I think they're the longest reigning NXT Women's Champions at this point. And but I honestly thought they would lose. I did have Kiana James and Fallon Henley winning it.
Now that you meant where you're talking about the women's NXT champions, I saw I forgot I think I don't remember who it was, but they were talking about that they feel like the NXT women's division isn't like doing too good right now. How do you feel about that? Like, do you think they're kind of just talking smack, or?
Honestly, it used to be a lot better. So in a way, I don't think it's wrong. Yeah, I don't think it's as good as it used to be, but I think the focal points of it are good. I think Roxanne Perez is a star. And if she stays in NXT for a while, I think she will be a star in the main event scene. I think Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, I think they're great in the tag division and in the main
Dolan, one. We told Chris this week, he found out that Gigi Dolan was actually married to, what's his name in AEW?
She was.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, Darby Allin.
Darby Allin, there you go. She was married to Darby Allin at one point.
Anyways, they're great.
We didn't know that.
Pretty cool. Indy Hartwell's good. Zoe Stark's good. Nikita Lyons is good. My thing is there's a lot of new women in NXT that haven't done much yet or that still need to get better. There's a lot of people that they're using and not using. Now there's injuries involved too. So I just think it used to be a bit better, or it's getting on the right track again. But I kind of like it, so I wouldn't say it's like terrible. But I mean, obviously it's not like what
it used to be.
WWE is right now, or a lot of the people that made it good are in WWE. So I mean, you can't just keep everybody there forever.
People have to move up eventually.
And we don't know who else might move down. Like we keep seeing, like Apollo Crews went down there, Jinder Mahal went down there. Hell, the New Day's down there.
Yeah.
So, like, what else are they going to do on the women's perspective? Like, why can't they have someone else go down from the women?
Mandy Rose comes back to NXT.
Well, no, it's not just Mandy Rose. I love her. I mean, Mandy Rose is amazing. But my point is, it's like, why not put, I mean, I don't know if you would go somewhere as crazy as a Becky Lynch or a Charlotte, but, like, you could have Bayley come back and easily rock a match against somebody. You could have even Bianca coming back where she came from. Like, I mean, you could have Rhea Ripley come back. You could have a handful of them. Like I said, a lot of them came from NXT. Why don't you just do something? I mean, hell, Dolph Ziggler was there too recently.
Yeah.
So I think enough of the men have done it that you need to see some of the women maybe do it. But anyways, like I was saying, Kiana James and Fallon Henley picked up the win. So in a way, it's shocking. It ends the tag title run of the other two. It's the longest run, but it's also time for it to end. I like the storyline going on. You have two tag teams involved now. There's dating involved. You also, the bigger thing to this match was the ending. Fallon Henley is quote unquote good and a face, and I feel like she plays that persona of someone surprised. She's trying to be better. She's trying to get some wins under her belt and do the right thing. Yada yada yada. And it's like she wouldn't cheat to win. Whereas Kiana James is the opposite. They are polar opposites. They're together based on, like, once again, who they're dating, the storyline currently. They barely even are friends. They've never really tagged together. So it's like, yeah, we've seen them wrestle and stuff against each other. But the point is, I do like both of them, especially Kiana James, but they're polar opposites. So it's not surprising to see them pick up the win and even work well together. But it's done based on a pinfall where Kiana James then holds the feet of I believe it was Chance, and she holds the feet there. Ref doesn't see it, and they get the win by cheating. And the thing is that I think Fallon Henley's going to be pissed when she realizes that James cheated to win. So, that'll lead to what? Them being upset, but I don't know, they won the title. So, we'll see how long they have it and where it goes. But, they could lose it to a handful of people. They could lose it right back to them. They could lose it to Toxic Attraction, for example. So, there's a lot that, he got out of that. So, there's a lot that could happen there. But we have new tag team champs. I think that's the highlight there. So, Wesley retains the North American title. I did want Dijak. I did think, like I said, Henley and James would win this. We did get new women's NXT champions. That's amazing. The match after that was Apollo Crews and Carmelo Hayes. 2 out of 3 falls. Oh, like I said, you saw
Bleacher Report. You should mention that. It's very funny.
Yeah. Well, so if you read the Bleacher Report result part, it does say Carmella Hayes, but it is Carmelo Hayes. But so, anyways. The best 2 out of 3 falls I thought was a great concept. They're both high flyers. They're both gifted, technicians in the ring. You're gonna have like crazy moves being done. You're gonna have grapples, takedowns. I mean, pretty much you can do anything with this match, and it probably ends up being the match of the night in my opinion. But also, I don't know. Once again, I don't think you can oversell the first start. Dijak and Wesley brought it down. But in my opinion, this was also the number 1 contenders match. I mean, Apollo did wrestle Braun Breaker already, but I think Carmelo Hayes is due for a title run, actually, with the main title, and even just more so a match. But I think whoever wins this match will get a title shot. So I expected Carmelo Hayes. I didn't expect it to be 2-0. You don't often see that in a 2 out of 3 fall match. So you didn't know that.
They try to dry it out, typically.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to go 1 out of 1, whatever, but... Yeah, 2-0. So I thought it was good that they did that because it makes him look strong. It makes him look big. I mean, Trick Williams is amazing on the outside. I love him. I want Carmelo called up to the main roster at some point. But if they do it, you can't not bring Trick. He needs to be outside as the manager. You need it would be an absolute
waste.
It would be ridiculous. It's on a level of doing Karrion Kross with no Scarlett, but like even worse. Like Carmelo needs Trick. He's a hype man. He can wrestle. He's just great. His personality is on the mic. Like I love him. But what was interesting here is we did get, like I said, 1-0, and then what we had though was the appearance of Dabba-Kato, who I think it's funny because he keeps bouncing back and forth. Apollo Crews isn't who he used to be in his gimmick, so Dabba-Kato is known to most people as Commander Aziz. He was the big guy with Apollo Crews that would come out all the time. Well, he was Dabba-Kato in that underground fight club WWE did for a minute.
You mean Raw Underground?
Right. And so now he is Dabba-Kato again, and he came out, and you would have thought he would have came out to, help Apollo Crews, but even though he came out and distracted Trick Williams, Hayes was able to pick up the win. He won 2-0, but Kato attacked Apollo Crews, hit him with a chair, I think he hit him with a chair, but he choke slammed him through chairs, which was intense. Sure. But like I said, you would have thought he was his friend, and apparently that's not the case. So I liked the win, though. I thought the match was a great match. I thought, like I said, outside of the first one, I thought it was either match of the night or the first one was with Dijak. But it was, like I said, I think it's a big mistake if you don't call up Trick Williams with Carmelo. But I do love the standing shooting star press, too, for forever. It'll be amazing to see. But the only thing I didn't like with the match is, why is Apollo Crews' eyes red? I don't know. Why is he red contact? He's supposed to be nice and coming back to win in X, Y, and Z. I don't know why they're red, but I'm not a fan. But my thing is, great match. Carmelo Hayes all day. Yes, absolutely yes to that. So then it went to the men's tag team title, and that's the New Day defending in a fatal 4-way match. We get Chase U, who I was a fan of there, the New Day, Pretty Deadly, who I absolutely hate, and then Gallus, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. The strong UK guys there. Yeah. So shout out to NXT UK. I thought you might see the New Day drop the titles here, but being the New Day, I expected them to win. Oh, I'm avenged. We have a champion.
Yep. And then for the rest of this podcast, I'm going to try and make our championship title again.
And actually get it to save.
Yeah.
But nice. He got the win against Gunther. But so anyways, like I said, I thought they might lose, but being the New Day, I figured they would win. I know they may or may not be injured or fighting through some injuries.
I think because he was in the Royal Rumble, Xavier Woods is good now.
Well, but who knows? I just don't know what happened with him or Kofi. My thing is also, I know it wouldn't be permanent, so I feel like they can't be. I was surprised they won the titles, but I feel like they can't be it forever. So I half expected a title change here, and I half did not. But if it happened, I wanted it to go to Chase U. I did not get my wish, but I'm happy it didn't go to Pretty Deadly. It went to the NXT UK guys, which I'm great. This match was good. I think it was a good match. It was hard to follow at times. There was a lot going on. You did have a fatal 4. I mean, that's 8 men to watch and figure out who's in and what's going on. There was a lot happening, so you miard need to rewatch it in parts to really see all the action, so to speak.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there were a few good spots. It was hard hitting. Pretty Deadly's jackets were all right. I will admit. But hands down, I feel like the New Day had the biggest reaction though overall to people.
Definitely.
But the thing is, it was a good match. It was hard hitting. You had a few good spots that I feel like were fun, including a superplex, which normally when it's a superplex onto a wrestler, you have like 6 guys throwing someone over a top rope. I feel like it's a little bit more gimmicked, a little bit more rough looking, but I feel like this was well done, well executed. It was a good spot. I got the people going. And, I was just surprised the New Day didn't win. Like I said, they lost to Gallus. And, I'm happy with it. I'm cool with it. I think you could go a lot of ways there because now you use them as, the people to drive through the tag division and eventually someone beats them, like maybe the Creed brothers again. I don't know. That just comes to mind. Yeah, I thought it was a good match. We did, like I said, another title switch. So both tag titles switched on NXT. So that did happen. We finally did get some new champions. I wanted Chase U to win. I love Chase U. I think they're underutilized. I thought they've been doing great lately, but it didn't happen. So now the match that I've been waiting for, once again, everyone knew the outcome, I felt. there's no way they're going to have Gigi Dolan or JC Jane win. Roxanne Perez was going to retain to me. I mean, maybe you could assume that one of them could get it, and you could do some weird co-champ thing with it. The cool part was, you don't normally see this, they entered the ring together.
Yeah, that was...
As a tag team. So Toxic Attraction entered together against Roxanne Perez. It's a triple threat. They worked together for most of the match, which is why, you know, what you would expect. And then eventually they, you know, I think it was, maybe it was Gigi Dolan who went for the pin, and then JC Jane broke it up and they started fighting, or it might have been the other way around. But at some point, they obviously collided. You know, it was a good match, though. I felt, like I said, most of it you saw, you know, Toxic Attraction, you know, beating her up and winning, so to speak. But, yeah, it was JC Jane when she tried to pin her, Gigi Dolan, you know, they started arguing, and that's what led her to, you know, I think she pulled her in front of, Gigi pulled her in front of a suicide dive by Roxanne Perez, which led to Perez putting Gigi Dolan through a table. So we did get a nice little table spot there finally. I like that. Sad to see Gigi go through it.
Yeah.
I wanted Gigi to win, even though I knew it wouldn't happen. But it was, I think they are a little higher on Gigi because they make JC Jane be the one pin. So that's just my thought on that one. But I want them back in the tag title picture, give them the belts back there. I want to see them called up, in all honesty. But
interesting.
I did expect to see Roxanne Perez win. She did get the win. Like I said, I thought it was cool that they entered together. Outside of that, you know, it was a good match. I enjoyed it. I do think that the one thing I like a lot about Toxic Attraction is I feel like both of them, but especially Gigi Dolan, like, you kind of feel what they're going through. Like, when they're happy and they're on top of the world, they're tag champs, or they were with Mandy Rose, you got that edginess that they're attractive, they're better than other people, they're the best, like, they're badass, and they know it. And then, you know, when they're in the ring, when they're beating up on someone, they look angry. Gigi looks like she's, you know, quote-unquote Stone Cold out there stomping a mud hole on somebody. Or when she's getting put through a table or kicked or hit, she looks like it's the most painful thing in the world. She's dead out there. She's dying. And that's what you want, is you want, you know, it's what made people like The Rock amazing. You want the people to feel it. You got to sell it. And I think Gigi Dolan sells it really well. But anyways, it was a great match. Roxanne retains, as expected.
Yep.
Scary one to me is the main event. I thought they might go Grayson Waller here, put him as a heel champ. I don't know. Braun Breaker's been the champ for a while. One criticism, I've had it for a while. Why do we keep having Braun break through things? At this point, I think he broke through a banner of Grayson Waller. It was already half ripped. He's broken through the old logo of NXT. He's broken through a million of things.
Was he a football player?
I think at some point, for sure.
Maybe that's why, you know, like, simulate, like, when they break through. Like,
I don't know. My thing is just, we don't need him breaking through everything.
You had me type. I typed breaked it because you get
the other thing is, you did see an interesting spot of Grayson Waller coming out wearing kind of like a chainmail thing, like Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh.
Talking about Steiner, both of the Steiner brothers are back under Legends contracts in WWE.
Well, like I said, it's a shot at him based on who Braun is. But I was like, I thought it was interesting. But the match was good. I thought we might get a Waller win. I also thought it would make more sense to have Braun be champ and have Carmelo beat him down the road. So I was conflicted as to who might win. In a steel cage, though, which is what made it whatever. But I thought it was interesting because normally in a steel cage, you escape. This match, you can't. It was not an escape match. It doesn't do it. Pinfall or submission. Waller kept climbing the cage a lot to basically escape Braun Breaker. So that was an interesting kind of concept there. There was a spot where he wrapped him in the ropes to spear him. I thought that was a great thing. You're grounding Braun Breaker a bit. You're doing his move against him. Waller's a cocky asshole. You love to hate him. And that's the thing. He will always be hated. So I'm all for it. He's a good heel in that way. You did have a couple times where, you know, it was, well, before the match even began, you know, he attacked Braun Breaker, you know, slammed him off the apron with the cage door. And so, you know, but then he quickly recovered, though, because he was on top of Waller in no time. But, like I said, he did take a few risks where I do know that he did climb to, I believe, jump off on Braun at one point, and Braun got up too soon, and therefore he kind of climbed back down. Yeah. So it was like I wanted to see something crazy, like an elbow drop from the top of the cage. But then again, that could have led to a Waller win, which I wasn't really for. But it did go on. It was a good match. Like I said, I don't believe it was match of the night. That to me goes to Carmelo and Apollo. Or if I'm being honest, I think it goes to Dijak and Wesley. That one got me going more. That one was just great. Like I could have done without some of the Dabba-Kato part because I don't think he's even that great or important. But my thing is, it was cool to see them tie in an old guy that you thought was not even there or relevant anymore. And Dabba-Kato belongs in NXT to get more refined. They don't even have a big guy like that. We don't need another him and Omos thing going on. So my thing is, I more say Wesley and Dijak took it, but Apollo and Carmelo too. But anyways, this one was a little bit of a step down from those. But you did have a huge spear. I mean, he did get a running start, so I mean that's why I say it was a huge spear. I mean, some of the spears these guys hit, even Goldberg back in the day. But like I said, I mean, some of the spears, you feel them through the screen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I felt about the boot to the face of Wes Lee. Shit, man, my teeth hurt there. Like it was just like boom. Like I like when you know what happened and you're feeling it. It was the way I felt watching Cody Rhodes wrestle with a torn pec.
Oh, yeah.
That was the most gruesome match I've watched someone wrestle because I just can't imagine. I can't imagine doing it. And so, anyways, Waller gets the win. It was a good match between them both. It puts away and it puts an end to the feud with Waller. It also kind of became known because Carmelo Hayes comes out at the end. So that's obviously the next match. Carmelo, Braun, probably around WrestleMania. I don't know if there's a thing for them before that. I believe it would be probably at WrestleMania, and you're going to give Carmelo the big spot there. Not at WrestleMania, but their version, whatever it is called.
NXT Takeover.
Well, no, it might be standalone. It might be. I don't know what the name of it at that point. It was cool. I will give a note to Waller though. He had a move I haven't really seen, and the way I would describe it is almost like a blockbuster mixed with a kill switch. Christian's move. It was an interesting move. That was pretty cool. I don't like Grayson Waller though, but that's what makes him good. That's the whole point. Be booed or cheered. Overall, I thought NXT was a great pay-per-view. Like I said, it was a little bit better than expected. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
I mean, I didn't get to watch the entire thing, but I did like the parts I got to see. So I was like, that was pretty good.
Well, like I said, you do need to watch some of them because the 2 title changes was good, and then you saw the Wes Lee match, but it would be worth watching the Apollo and Carmelo, and maybe the main event at least. But you do need to watch a little more NXT because it is good. I mean, I like where they're going.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's bad at all. I just need to start watching.
Well, a bit of the downfall became when I think it kind of became too Vince in control of it, and then that's why I think we're slowly getting away. We're getting away from that.
Yeah.
And my thing is, Vengeance Day was good. Vengeance Day was great. So, good pay-per-view. It gave me something to watch too after Royal Rumble. It's like I'm all hyped up and ready to go. So it's like to have another pay-per-view right there was nice.
I think that was good planning on WWE too. It's like it's not like a big pay-per-view, but it is something in post-Royal Rumble.
Well, but the thing is, they used to do stuff like that. Like Royal Rumble would be on a Sunday and this would be on a Saturday. One weekend, bam. Now you're better off doing it over 2. You get all the viewership, both. You know what I mean? You don't need it back-to-back days. That's also a lot of wrestling. That's like 7-8 hours there. So it's like you need to have the time to watch it, but also doing it 2 weekends in a row, it makes the people tune in. Now we have another 2 weeks,
and you get more sales
Elimination.
Too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But another 2 weeks from now, we have Elimination Chamber. Then a month from that, we have WrestleMania. So there's a lot going on right now.
WrestleMania's coming up fast.
Well, that's scary. Yeah, we're already in February. Groundhog saw a shadow. We have more winter maybe, but the weather's getting nicer here.
Yeah.
But Valentine's Day coming up, and then Gigi Dolan if you're around. I'm just saying. There's a party I could take you to. I know of. I think you would enjoy.
Yeah, industry party.
Yeah. So hey, listen, you never know. If Taylor Swift can get a problem with a high schooler, I can take Gigi Dolan out to Valentine's Day. Yeah, I don't know. Shit like that happens all the time. You tweet somebody and they like it, and somehow they show up at your school. Oh. Or, you go to a military ball. I don't know. I think that's the way the world works. Social media. That's what people tell me.
But I feel like the belt we design gets different every time we design it.
No, it's the same one. I just changed the color on the champion part.
Well, I'm okay with it. I think it's great.
Also, it was like glitch part.
I just want it to save. Like, can we guarantee it somehow saves?
I forgot to change the colors.
Oh boy,
that's why it looks different.
But can we just guarantee to get it to save this time?
I don't know.
But anyways, it was a good week in wrestling. I thought I'm intrigued to see where things go. I want to see more Sammy Roman. I want to see more Cody build into that feud. Give me Rhea Charlotte now. Let's hone in on that. Where was Alexa Bliss? There was no notion of that. We do have Crazy Asuka.
No Bianca Belair either.
What if we get a crazy Dark Asuka versus Dark Alexa thing going? Or what if they become a tag team and just absolutely destroy people?
That would be interesting. We haven't seen anything with Asuka and Uncle Howdy yet.
So. Well, we did get some Bray Wyatt. I think a little mini promo was on SmackDown. Like a little clip of him.
Uncle Howdy was there for a second.
Yeah, I mean, I want more Bray Wyatt LA Knight too. Either that combination or...
Is LA Knight alive?
We don't know yet. But that man needs push this year. I think LA Knight needs a big push. I think Gunther needs a big push. I mean, he's already being pushed. But, I just think Gunther needs a big push. I like what they're doing with Theory now, even though I don't like him. Cody, come on. Rhea, jeez. No one better to be pushing than Rhea.
Yes,
I'm loving old Becky coming back. I think we're losing some of the weird gimmicky glasses and outfits. And we're getting the man back. We're getting Becky 2 belts back. We're getting the man Becky Lynch a bit, and I like that again. I want her to be more like that, and I love the personalness. WWE does it sometimes, but going that personal was unexpected to me. Seth only married you because he got you pregnant. Wow, wow. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear that every day, but you do when it becomes like Charlotte Becky or Bailey Charlotte or Bailey Becky, Sasha Bailey. You know what I mean? That's when it gets it's like Shawn Michaels Triple H.
Yeah.
In a toned-down version, kind of. You know what I mean? I love it. So there's a lot of ways they can go. There's really a lot of ways that they can go here. So I'm intrigued to see. I want to see Monday. I want to see NXT. Usually NXT is 50-50 after an event. It's kind of like a fallout thing, not much going on, you know?
Yeah.
But, I do think Raw is going to be great. I think SmackDown. Where and when are we going to get Jey Uso? That's the question. That's another question. When do we put him on a milk carton? Is he missing? We don't know. We don't know. Yeah. And at what point do we wellness check him? Apparently his own brother hasn't talked to him. Roman Reigns doesn't see him.
That's wild.
Who does? No. And my thing is, what state do we have the tag team titles in? I think that's a huge question.
Oh, yeah.
And who takes them? Braun and Ricochet? That's a hell of a team to overcome you're not... Yeah, but if you're not on the same page, Braun and Ricochet are going to lose to a not on the same page Jay and Jimmy, or if Jay doesn't show up, Jimmy's not beating both of them alone.
Well, maybe Solo steps in.
It's not main event Jimmy Uso, it's main event Jay. But yeah, is the Bloodline a New Day type thing, or can anyone wrestle? Sammy stepped in that one time. Could it be Solo and Jimmy? What if Roman defended the tag titles?
That'd be crazy.
That would be unbelievable. Here's a question. Is Roman a tag champ right now? Because one could argue the Bloodline are tag team champions.
Yeah.
Because Sami Zayn just helped retain them. So the Usos are the champs, but in theory is Roman.
I think so.
I don't. Because when it comes to statistics, I don't think they're giving it to him. But one could argue he could step in and...
It could be a potential storyline in the future. Like
could step in.
Maybe he loses both the WWE titles and he becomes desperate to, have glory, and he, forces himself into the tag team scene.
What if Jay takes out Jimmy and Roman defends him by himself and retains him? That would be unbelievable.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Half of this shit won't happen, but listen.
It's
fun to speculate.
That's just a theory.
Hell.
A wrestling theory.
Triple H, why don't you listen and use it as, part of the storyline?
Yeah, you gotta pay us,
sign me up as a writer. But, shout out to Nut and Bun Cakes. Best cake ever. But, no, my thing is, we had a good week in wrestling.
I wish we could just search.
We also had, like I said, I want to see Elimination Chamber now more than I used to. Because it's like, I always loved the Chamber, but Sami Zayn in Montreal against Roman Reigns.
It's going to be wild.
Austin Theory defending it. And what's going to happen in this? And when is Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley going to occur? So
I think that's a WrestleMania match.
My thing is then Bobby needs to be in the Chamber then. You know what I mean? Like maybe
Bobby breaks in.
Is Gunther going to be involved in some way? Like, is he going to defend his title? Because who's in the IC picture right now? I don't know. What if Brock takes that? I don't know. That'd be great. Give me Brock Gunther for the IC title.
That'd be interesting.
Unbelievable. That'd be nuts at WrestleMania. That's why I think Lashley and Lesnar could happen in Elimination Chamber, is because they want Gunther and Lesnar at WrestleMania. But most likely, to me, Lashley and Lesnar is a WrestleMania match. But who knows? More to come. We'll see on Raw this week, and then we'll see on NXT, AEW, and SmackDown. Who knows? Maybe you'll check out.
In case this title doesn't save, this is our title. Hopefully next week it'll work.
One hopes we'll be fighting for that crocodile skin belt. But yeah, we'll see where it goes this week. We have a lot to look forward to, I think. We'll be doing this again after all the shows of this week. There'll be no pay-per-view. It'll be a lot shorter, I think. It'll be
I think next week we'll probably talk about a little bit of like special moments and stuff.
Well, there has been a lot going on. I'm also excited to see some of the returns. Everyone knows around the WrestleMania time, Elimination Chamber time, there's people that I feel like come back from injury. Hell, we just got Cody Rhodes back.
Yeah.
There's people that will be called up. Are they going to be called up after WrestleMania or before it? I don't know. Because right now you can kind of do it any time, I think. So what'll happen there? And God forbid, will someone be injured? We don't know. We don't know. You know what I mean? So, like, I think WWE has a lot of things. I think WWE has more things planned than they're letting on. But I think that, I think that the product is much better since Triple H has been involved, and it's very noticeable. And NXT showed you that, and I think Royal Rumble showed you that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm very excited for 2023 in WWE.
Yeah.
Because I think this is his first full year, full control. But I don't think there's any remnants of Vince McMahon.
Well, yeah, because Royal Rumble was his first big pay-per-view. So now we're going to get to see a WrestleMania by Triple H, a SummerSlam by Triple H. He already said he wants to. Well, he already wants to get rid of, the Hell in a Cell and keep Hell in a Cell for special type of moments. Will we get a Hell in a Cell match soon? Maybe even at WrestleMania. Maybe down the road at SummerSlam. When will we use it? Because I want to use it for a special moment. That's how I grew up. I grew up with the Mankind throwing off a cage, the Triple H pedigreeing someone on the top, or just the 6 of them being involved. Rikishi getting choke slammed into a bin of hay.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I miss seeing Hell in a Cell randomly. I don't need it every year. I don't need to see whoever the people. Now, I'm happy I saw Cody and Seth. That was amazing. But I don't need just a random women's title match defended. I don't need, Jeff and Orton in there. Some of them are good, some aren't. But, my thing is to have a pay-per-view dedicated to it makes it not special. So I want to see that come only to, a crazy-ass, feud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And whether it's men or women, I don't care. Put Becky Bayley in Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. Or put, Cody versus someone at SummerSlam, Roman versus somebody. The possibilities are endless.
What do you think they're going to do with Cody after he beats Roman? Because it's going to happen.
You got to make Cody the new Roman, but on a minor scale. Because, for a while, you got to let him have a title run with it. But then I think WWE needs to get back to either splitting the belts, or I think WWE needs to...
Everybody watch this. I'm pressing the accept button. If this championship doesn't save this time, I don't know what's going to happen with this game.
And then finalize, though.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, so it's apparently all legit.
Let's see if it actually worked, guys.
No.
I gotta go delete stuff. Maybe it's just no room.
I don't know. Some more to come. Hopefully we get a belt. But like I said, I think we have a lot of places to go from here. I think there will be a lot of stuff that happens along the roads to WrestleMania. I think it's great. So anyways, we're going to leave it at that. I know we got a few things to go take care of on our own here. We got to wake Jaden up for number 1. So that's the first step here. And we got to wake Tigger up too, because he looks like the Undertaker right now. His eyes are rolled back as he's passed out down here on his bed. Look at him. He's flat out Undertaker. The dead man's alive. He just put his paw up and his eyes open.
Shit about it.
His eyes open. Tigger, you're on live, bud. No, that was a good homage to the Undertaker. I think he'd be proud. But anyways, no, I really hope everybody enjoyed. Like, follow, subscribe, reach out, comment. I hope everyone's enjoyed everything so far. You can go rewatch some of the podcasts. A lot of what we've been saying has kind of come into play, and we get to see where it goes from here. But, thank you to everybody who's subscribed and viewed it and followed us so far. Liking on Facebook and following us on YouTube. Reach out to us on our social media. Just definitely, like I said, follow, share, subscribe, and just, a lot more to come. We're going to have some fun photos coming up of us with the titles. I have a few of our photos from some of the AEW we went to recently, as well as some of the other events I've been to in the last year or three of, WWE. So, kind of what we had now and even, pre-2020. So we're going to have a few good shots up there so everybody could see. And then even as events come up, anything hosted in Chicago, there's a good chance that me and Sebastian, as well as maybe Jaden, are going. So, if anyone ever goes to an event, reach out and,
Yeah, we're always down to hang out and see you guys.
Yeah, usually wrestling fans are good people. So, like I said, all things wrestling and some, shenanigans along the way. But, thanks to everybody, and, I appreciate it. And we hope to have you back here, for the next one.
I don't remember what the fuck I was gonna say anymore. Dude, I almost choked. This is painful. This is funny. This is funny. Oh, dude, I almost died, Chris. You let me almost die. Chris, you look like you're crying.
I look like it. Dude, I have a flood going on in my face.
This Jesus was a comedy gold.
This almost needs to be on the podcast, but none of it can be. None of it can be because you said go.
How'd you censor it? I put like
It's weird. And then it captures you dying. It hurts.
Stop, I need to drink more.
Dude, my eyes are flooding my face. I'm gonna drown. My throat hurts so much from laughing.